Well, thank you everybody much for coming out today. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody in our BNI world. Today, I have the honor to introduce you to Tiffanie Kellog. After Tiffanie entered the entrepreneur world in 2003, she started her own business. In 2005, she joined BNI and fell in love with referral marketing. A year later, she discovered Ascentive and quickly joined the training team for both BNI and Ascentive. Now she travels all over sharing her expertise in referral marketing and networking, as well as how to make more time for the things that you love to do. Tiffanie is featured on both BNI University as well as the BNI podcast, where she currently is the most frequently reoccurring guest, helping her share her wisdom around the globe. Now, something most people don't know about her is that she has an impressive sock collection with over 300 pairs. What you might not know about her is that Dr. Meisner sent her a picture of his sock drawer, although all his socks were black. Her secret to success is loving what she does. Her goal is to leave others to decide whether she's working or playing. Today, Tiffanie is going to help us generate referrals. Tiffanie, over to you, please.
All right, thank you. Super excited to be here with you guys as we're going to talk about always getting a yes when asking for referrals, because I mean, we all want more referrals. And I do have a request. So I know that a lot of times in the meetings, it's like, put your information in the chat box. I'm going to ask that you don't do that yet. We will do that about halfway through today's program. I'll have you put your information in, but I want to get one additional thing in with your information. However, if you want to use the chat box, like I've got Tanya, I remember the socks from a podcast. Yep, that would be me. Fun facts. That is a big part of my brand. If I was here in person with you, you would see me wearing my socks with a dress. It's a weird look, but people remember me that way. So feel free to use the chat. Just hold your information for just a moment. And actually, I'm going to have you use the chat right now. So you're here to always get a yes when you're asking for referrals. So that makes me think that you want more referrals. So why do you want more referrals? And it's not a trick question. I'm just curious. Why do you want more referrals? Let's put into the chat box. What would more referrals mean to you? I like to say that my goal is to help people make money, save time, and have fun. And so a lot of times it's, what are the goals around how can, what would you do with more money? What would you do with more time? And what do you like to do for fun? More money, more referrals. Myron says more business relationships. Kelly says meet the right clients. Consistency, says Laurel. Yeah, it is nice to have that consistency in our world. More business, to grow my business. Meet the right clients. Andrea says I want to build playgrounds. BNI Enterprise, I don't know what your name is. Take care of people. So excited to have you share. It is a deep question. Sometimes we kind of have like the basics of, yeah, I want more business. And what can we do with that? Grow. But then it's like, okay, well, could I get a personal assistant? And then I can work a little bit less and have more time with my family. Or I can work the same amount and work more on my flame than in my wax. I'm not sure if you've ever heard that podcast that Dr. Meisner does. Yeah, some of you have. I love that podcast. So maybe we have the money to get the personal assistant, or we hire another crew to do the work. So we no longer have to work in our business. We get to work on our business. And so I think, yes, all of the above. The goal is we want to create this amazing business and spectacular life. And we want to do so through referrals. So we're in BNI. We're used to this. A good referral for me is. Now, one of the things that we like to say here in my region, so I'm down in West Central Florida, just north of Tampa, Florida, on the Gulf of Mexico, where it's nice and sunny pretty much year round. So I know you're a whole country away from me, plus. So down here, we like to say, be specific to be terrific when it comes to creating this referral request. Do you use that there in your region? I've got some head nods going on. All right, brilliant. You never know what translates. I mean, I know. But are we really? So the other day I asked my husband, hey, honey, can I get you anything from the store? Not that I'm going to the store. I was ordering grocery delivery. That's my thing even pre-COVID. And he's like, dear, would you get me some beer? And I said, sure, honey, I'm happy to get you some beer. What do you want? And he's like, you know what I like. And I'm like, all right, spouses, really, why do we do this to our spouses? And I'm like, so my husband, this is his bottled beer collection, and those are 2 or 3 deep. We are huge into craft breweries. We plan our trips around where can we go that has lots of really amazing beer. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to pick. And finally he was like, Tiffanie, just get me a brown ale. So I went to my app, I put in brown ale, and so all the things that came up, none of those are actually brown ale other than Newcastle. And so it made my life super easy to get him the beer that he wanted. And when it comes to what he likes, no Bud Light, no Miller Lite, none of the like American light beers, and there's like 2 other beers that he doesn't like. Everything else he's good with. He's very not picky. So it makes it a little hard to shop other than let me just get what I want. So the same thing kind of if we think about like LinkedIn. If I go to LinkedIn and I see who am I connected with, that's a lot of, so I've got 6,500 connections at the point in time when I took this screenshot. And I'm like, that's a lot of people for me to sift through, right? But if I instead say, okay, what about the butcher? Okay, I've got one that comes up with butcher. I've got one that comes up with baker and one that comes up with candlestick maker. So if I'm kind of specific about it, now that I'm pulling some stuff up, and I love that you're laughing because I'm like, what do I want to look up? Butcher, baker, candlestick maker. So are we beginning to see this idea of specificity? One other thing before we get into your specific referral request, I have this video. It's from YouTube. It's not mine, but it's brilliant, I think, on the value of being specific to be terrific. And so let me share. I'm still here. I'm going to turn my video off just to make sure this plays very well for you.
I'm not getting enough clients. I'm going broke.
That sounds frustrating. Can you start by telling me what you do?
I sell a supplement product.
So you sell this product. To whom are you selling it?
That's the best part. This can help anyone.
So your perfect audience is?
Everyone.
There are almost 7 billion people in the world.
It could help them all. I want to reach everyone.
So, your target market is the whole planet.
Yes.
Okay. I think this may be your problem. Most businesses fail because they have no idea of who they are trying to reach.
I know who I'm trying to reach. I'm trying to reach everyone.
Right. And this is where things break down. When you try to be everything to everyone, you end up being nothing to everyone. You can't please everyone. After all, if your target market is everyone, then how can you know where to find them? Or how to word your marketing materials to them? Or where to advertise? Does this make sense?
No.
What?
They are easy to find. They are everywhere. I can advertise anywhere.
I thought you were broke.
I am so broke. I can't even afford a pancake. I am hungry. Will you buy me a pancake?
No. I will not buy you a pancake.
I want a pancake.
This is ridiculous. I will not buy you a pancake. So, you're broke.
Yes.
And your target market is everyone.
Yes.
So you can advertising anywhere and everywhere.
Yes.
How will you afford that when you can't even afford to buy yourself a pancake?
Oh.
Do you see the problem?
Yes. Thank you. I will do all of my marketing word of mouth and grassroots then. I will spend my time instead of my money.
Do you have any idea how much time it would take you to reach 7 billion people?
I don't care. I am on a mission. This is my life's purpose. I will do it.
Even if you only spent 1 minute per person.
I will do it.
That's 7 billion minutes.
I will do it.
That would take you 13,318 years. During which time you would still be broke because you would never sell anyone your product in 1 minute. 13,000 years without even being able to afford a pancake.
Oh.
So do you see why narrowing your target market might be useful and actually save you time and money? By choosing one group to focus on, it will help you spend every penny and every minute on something that is much more likely to get you business.
Okay.
Good.
So what do you think of these little bears? You can unmute yourself and share. What were your thoughts in watching this video? Mark, I saw you unmute.
Yeah, so it was hilarious because we understand, and so it's even more hilarious, but it's so reminiscent of what you sometimes get when you deal with people, so.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing you tell every new BNI member when they join. Oh yeah, who's your target market? Oh, like I could help anyone. And you're like, hey, that you can't say that in a meeting. Like no one's gonna refer you anyone. Like, you got to be very specific about who you'd like to get referred to.
Anybody else? What were you thinking?
I'll say, Tiffany, I'll say it's really funny. You want to laugh out loud, except that it is true, you know, in a lot of cases. So it's not so funny. It's actually sad.
Yeah, it's like, this is hysterical
Right.
because it's so true. So I love that video. To me, it's worth the 2 minutes just because it hammers home, and y'all probably get this. And so as we begin to break it down, we can kind of be generic of I can work with anybody, or I like to speak, I can speak to anybody. And I could break it down to I could speak to groups or networking groups, or I speak to the Chamber of Commerce, or I could even break it down to a specific Chamber of Commerce. You know, here's an ideal client to me. And if you're afraid of going to a specific name or a specific company, you could always say, you know, I'm looking for an introduction to Chambers of Commerce, like, and then, you know, pick the one that you're looking for. A couple of referral requests from some of my clients that I've worked with is female first responders in Palm Harbor. So that's an area in my town. Could be couples whose last child just moved out of the house, who loves bike riding and visiting craft breweries. Single mom in Tampa that's always declining calls from creditors. So do you begin to see how they've got some really specific referral requests that they're thinking of? So, okay, we do. Brilliant. So, Stephen, could you do breakout rooms of up to 3 per room? Could you set that up for us, please? Baby, if not, I'll do it. I didn't tell him how many to do before we went, so I can do it if you need me to. Because if we're thinking about what could be my request, what I want us to do is have the opportunity. We're going to go into breakout rooms, and we really want to narrow down and hone down. And this is going to be super quick because you're going to have 45 seconds per person to go. What we'll do is we'll give you about 10 seconds or so to get comfortable in the room. And then Stephen will broadcast, or I will broadcast first person go. Then 45 seconds later, we'll say next person. And then 45 seconds, the third. And Stephen, if we can make sure they're coming back to the breakout rooms after 15 seconds.
15 seconds?
15 seconds.
Okay.
That would be amazing. And so to make it simple, usually I do, so you can go by alphabetical order, though sometimes just to be fun, it could be go in order of the person with the shortest hair goes first. So up to you. Alexandra is like, oh, I don't know. Myron's like, well, you know, that works. So it varies. I'll let you choose within your groups. So are we good and set up, Stephen, for
Yes.
the breakout rooms?
Yep. I'm going to create them right now.
Okay. All right, guys, go to your room. All right, good. And it does give me the capabilities to do the broadcast. Perfect.
Excellent. So 15
Thank you.
seconds.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I was like, oh yeah, we'll do 3. I meant to share earlier.
That's great. Nice that it does it automatically.
Oh, brilliant.
I love this whole sock concept of yours.
Thank you.
Do you try to do one pair per day?
So I did when I first started to, it became a thing. I actually wore each pair once, and it took me about 18 months to go through all my socks. And I wore them once and only once. And then now I could just kind of wear what I want, but I probably got over 400 pair now. And so,
Wow.
yeah, I've got way more socks than I could ever need. All right, so we've done 1, 2, all right, third person. Go. It's just something fun.
It's a great idea. And narrowing it down is so critical. And when I'm talking to new members or old members, and yeah,
I was
I'm good
doing
with anybody.
I was doing a program, and one of the gentlemen was like, because I've known him, he's been a client, you know, he's done like the BNI stuff, and he's like, I finally got it after like 5 years. It's like, I get it now, Tiffany. I'm like, yeah. Oh no, we gave him 60 seconds for the breakout. Well, they get extra time, I guess.
Well, we can close them anytime here.
Okay, wait, because I just closed the room, but it's showing it won't close for 50 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So they just get extra time. Because we go to 4:20, right? I mean, 2:20.
Yeah, 4:20 your time. So, darn it, you can't. I'll have to see where that setting is for.
So when you go under options, so when you're setting it up, you can hit like recreate or some other stuff on the left-hand side. There's a button options, and it brings a pop-up menu, and you can put how quickly you want them to come back.
Okay.
They'll be back in 7 seconds. All right.
So we have about 9 minutes before the 5-minute warning.
Okay. So other than too short, and I know you got a couple extra seconds there at the end, other than too short of a time, how was that? Darlene's giving me the okay, thumbs ups. Oh, Garth has some socks. Love it. It's successful. Well, was it interesting? Can you mute everybody, please? Was it interesting to be able to try and focus and narrow it down? It's a little bit, was it a little bit harder than you thought sometimes? Maybe like you're like, well, I was being specific. Then somebody else was like, no, not really being specific there. All right, so let's see how specific we got. What we're going to do in the chat box. This is now the opportunity for us to put all of our information in so we can connect. So in the chat box, now is the time that you get to put your name, your profession, your location, your contact information, and your referral request. So now is the time to put all that information in there. Now I'll share with you a cheat, as I call it, or a hack, depending on how you look at it. I have a Word document that I'm opening up now that is called Zol. That's my thing I like to call a Zoom plus call, Zol, that has all of my information already typed out. So all I have to do is go into the Word document and cut and paste. And so instead of typing it over and over and over and over and over again, because we're on a lot of Zooms, I'm able to just cut, paste, and then like I beat all of y'all putting your information in there. And mine's probably longer than yours is going to be. So do remember to put your referral request. And if you're trying to put your information in there, Control Enter on a Mac PC is Shift Enter will be able to give you lines if you want lines. So Control Enter on Mac, Shift Enter on PC. And we want to put our information in there, including what is our referral requests that we're making. And here's the thing. This is how to ask for the referral. When you're talking to people in a one-to-one, are there other options? Are there other things that you can ask your network to help you with? Yes, there is. That's why there's options on the screen. You're like, I'm still typing, Tiffany, leave me alone. So you could think about, like, one of the things that I'm looking for is always referral sources. So who are those contact sphere relationships that you could be requesting? I'm also looking to have more people hang out on Facebook. So I have a Facebook group, facebook.com/group/more with Tiffany, or a QR code here if you want to come hang out with us. So I could ask my referral sources, hey, would you invite a handful of people to come out and hang out here? Do any of you like to speak to grow your business? Okay, so Mark does. All right, and Deli does. Okay, so a couple of you. So could you ask for speaking engagements or podcast interviews or Facebook Live, LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live? I mean, so when it comes to asking your network for help, yes, we are here to talk about referrals, and I'm going to tell you how to not get a no in just a second. But I did want to at least recognize that there are other options involved when it comes to this idea of referrals. So hopefully you're all getting your information in the chat box. What I want to do now, this is my reminder to take a quick photo. So can you smile with your lovely face? And I will take a photo of us now. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. I forget stuff. So the way I make sure I don't forget, put a slide in the thing, reminder. All right. So how many times do we ask for the referral? How many times do we ask for the referral? And typically when I ask this of a group of BNI members, I ask for referrals once a week at my BNI meeting. Are we missing an opportunity to ask additional times? Like, to me, if we're asking for referrals on a daily basis from people who are at the right level of the relationship, it can be very powerful. Though most people don't ask for referrals because they're afraid of getting a no. We don't like that rejection. So here's the thing. If you're asking for referrals and you get a no, you're doing it wrong. So that's my e-Tiffany for you. So e-Tiffanies are your epiphanies from Tiffany. So that is your e-Tiffany of the day. If you're asking for referrals and you get a no, you're doing it wrong. Because most people say, do you know anybody that needs my product and service? And that doesn't work for 2 reasons. First is because you're trying to tell them, hey, figure out who needs my product or service. Guess what we just spent the first 20 minutes of this presentation coming up with? Now you have your specific referral request. And when you say, do you know anybody, and insert the request that you got. So if I said, hey, do you know anybody that, do you know anybody that is a mortgage broker? Do you know anybody that is an electrician? Like, sometimes we think about it, but most of the time we're like, our brains are tired. Any of your brains tired? Yeah. And it's only 2 for y'all. It's 4 for me. My brain is like, whew. So sometimes our brains get tired. So we really want to make it easy. So instead of saying, do you know, you want to change that languaging around and say, I'm expanding my business and I need your help. Who do you know? That shift from do you know to who do you know? Because if I said, who do you know that's an electrician? Can you tell me no? Not really, can you? You can say, well, you may have to think about it, but your brain, who do you know who? Now it's sorting through and thinking, who do I know? And so to me, when I'm at a one-to-one, I can certainly say, you know, who do you know who? When I'm talking to somebody on the phone, you know, hey, I'm expanding my business and I need your help. Who do you know who? On social media, I have found this to be a very powerful thing, not only for getting referrals, also for getting visitors to my chapter. Any of you want more help with visitors? Yeah, this is a great way. Yeah, Madi is like, yes, this is a great way to get visitors. So Wes put out here, I'm expanding my business and I need your help. Who do you know who owns a gym? 37 comments turned into 6 new clients for him. Now, here's the thing. I wouldn't, like, when somebody on your network says, oh, Tiffany, I know Susie who owns a gym. I'm not reaching out to Susie cold. I'm asking the person that commented, I know Susie. Can you make the introduction? And I've got it super easy to be introduced by Susie. I've got a script that she can text, that she can email, she can use on the phone. Like, I want to make it so easy. And so I reach out to the people that know others and say, can you make that introduction on my behalf? Oops. Valerie, I'm expanding my business and I need your help. Who do you know who handles marketing or social media for our hotel or a resort? It's like giving us this request and make it super, super easy for us. So how many of you are willing to say yes to the question I haven't asked you yet? Man, Mark, really? Everybody else is telling me yes. He's like, I don't know about all that.
I'm a lawyer. It's hard for me to want to say yes before I hear what's
All right.
Sorry,
Okay.
Tiffany, we were at 5 minutes.
Perfect. So here's my request. I'll call it a request. I'm not even going to ask you to do it. I'm just going to highly encourage you to do it. So what I encourage you to do is go onto social media. This could be Facebook. This could be LinkedIn. It could be Instagram. I've never seen somebody do this on TikTok. I'm not cool enough to be on TikTok, but if you do it on TikTok, screenshot it and send it to me and let me know. And that will be my reason to get on TikTok. I'm just haven't gotten there yet, but put on social media. I've got 5 minutes left, which means there's actually time right now for you to pull out your phone or open another browser and put on social media. You've already come up with your referral request. And for those of you that it's a little uncomfortable, attorneys, doctors, therapists, to put maybe the exact profession, you could ask for one of your referral sources or some of the other things that we mentioned, or what's one profession that would really be great in your chapter that you would love to see. And so you got like 3 minutes to go out there and put it there now. And I'm big on like action. I mean, how many times do we go to conferences and we leave and we've got a laundry list of things to do that we don't get a lot of them done? So who's doing it right now? Mark, the one that gave me a hard time, is like, yep, I've got it. Lynn's got it going on. Excellent. As we're putting it on there, I probably have time to answer one question quickly. So if you have a question, who has a question that you're dying to know? All right, Karen.
I would like to know, what's the name of that little bear video?
Target market niche, maybe. Though I put my email into the chat box. So if y'all want to email me for that or for anything, I am totally happy to share any and all of my stuff. So it is there in the chat box, and you have everybody else's information there in the chat box. So you may want to save the chat box to make sure that you can connect with the people that were here. I am on social media, so feel free. It's Tiffanie Kellog. Luckily, it's uniquely spelled, so there's not a lot of us out there. I am very active on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. I'd love to have you join me in my group. If you have any questions, I know I talked about a ton. It's like, how much can we cover in 30 minutes? And I know I talk fast, but I have videos or programs that cover just about everything. If you want some additional information, I am so happy to share. And thank you, Andrea, for your comment of my present style and energy. I try to keep it lively. So the very last thing in the 2 minutes minus that we have left is I would love for you to put into the chat box, what were your Tiffany's, your epiphanies from Tiffany's? What are the things you're putting on the to-do list? So either put like, what was your best takeaway, or what are you putting on the to-do list? And if you'll put that in the chat box, I'd appreciate it. And if one or two of you want to share out loud, like what was your top takeaway? What was your top Tiffany from today's program? If one or two of you want to unmute and share. Come on, nothing? You're like, I'm typing it. Martin likes who do you know who?
I'll say I'm expanding my business and I need your help. It's good business-wise plus BNI-wise, because if you can get those chapter members rolling, it works either way. I like that one.
Love it. Excellent. And our last Tiffany, I got 51 seconds left.
Well, he took mine, Tiffany, but you know, because that was, I just put it on social media, so that's great. The wording, excellent, and I've listened to the times that you've been on podcasts with Ivan, and that's why I had my socks ready. I was ready for this, so
love it.
Thank you.
Y'all. Thank you so very much, everybody, for being here. Thanks, everybody that shared in the chat box and unmuted yourself. Loved being here with you. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
Tiffanie, this has been
Thank you,
fantastic. Thank you so much. Really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Specific is terrific.